What's going on, everyone? Welcome into a home edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. And we got some Browns news to get to as Joe Haeg, an offensive lineman, has been signed by the Browns. So we'll be breaking down that signing, getting to know the new member of the Dog Pound. Plus, what does this mean for Jack Conklin? All right, Matthew Peterson here. Let's start this conversation off by getting ourselves a little familiar with the new guy on the team, Joe Haeg, who the Browns signed today, an offensive lineman that's going to be used as an insurance policy with Jack Conklin. Now, Joe Haeg is entering his, his seventh season in the NFL. 4 years with the Colts after being drafted by Indy to start his career. 2020, he was with the Bucs, and last year, you might remember him, he was with the Steelers, made 2 starts in 12 games for Pittsburgh. So he's always been sort of a backup swing tackle player. Actually, he's got some interesting splits across his career. Just take last year, right? What he did with Pittsburgh. He had snaps, at left tackle, left guard, and right tackle. So you can move him all across the offensive line. He's comfortable like that. He is versatile. And clearly that was something the Browns are interested in. With Pittsburgh last year, 1 penalty, 3 sacks allowed. PFF gave an overall grade of 67.5, which is green in their color coding system. So take that what you will. Like PFF, but sometimes it can be a little tough to read some of their numbers. So that is the news on that frontier. What does this mean for Jack Conklin? Because is this sort of a sign of, hey, he might not be ready all that soon? I'm not going to go down that route. I don't think so. One, if they were really concerned about when he would be able to return, they would have kept him on the PUP list so that he would have just missed the first 3 weeks of the season. Okay? Instead, they activate him off the PUP list, and they didn't put him on short-term IR either, right? Which means he would have missed the first 4 games. So clearly they think if he's going to miss any time, it'll be less than 4 games. Because if it would have been more than 4, they would have put him on short-term IR, and that would have opened up a roster spot. Instead, it might just be a 1 week, maybe 2. I doubt it's anything past that. The news I haven't gotten is what is the corresponding move to this signing, right? Who are they, either cutting or putting on IR to open up a roster spot for Joe Haeg. So looking at Twitter right now, there has been no news on who they have moved on from, at least from the time being, and then probably stash them on the practice squad if they go unclaimed in the waiver wire. But that is something to look for sure. So that is the news right there. But I want to throw this quick question at you guys. What's your confidence level in this offensive line without Jack Conklin? Scale it 1 to 10. Let me know what you guys are, where you're stabbing it at. If I had to pick a number 1 through 10 for my confidence level without Conklin, I'd go like a 7.1, right? I don't think Conklin is going to make or break this offensive line. You still have your studs in Bitonio and Teller. And Wills has had the best training camp and preseason so far of his career. Of course, getting drafted in 2020, you didn't have any. Last season was still a bit fluky, and the ankle was right there the whole time, so he never was really able to get out of that. This year, 2022, it feels like a clean slate for him, and he's performed well. I've liked what I've seen out of him. We have seen that mauler tenacity in preseason games. Yes, he is still having some things to improve on, but I like what I've seen out of Jay Wills. So even without Conklin, plus I like James Hudson, I like Chris Hubbard. In fact, I don't know if this is a guarantee that Joe Haeg all of a sudden comes in and starts right tackle. I don't think that's what this signing is. No, I think it's still going to be James Hudson starting in place of Jack Conklin, even with this signing happening. This might just be, hey, we need someone who can help out at that tackle position. And if Hudson's starting, we're left with one tackle that maybe we like a lot in Chris Hubbard. So let's get someone who last year played 4 out of the 5 positions on the offensive line and can help out in a pinch if we need him if something were to happen to not only Conklin, but then Hudson, and then you're left with just Hubbard up there. So let's run through just the offensive line depth chart here, get everyone familiar with it. Outside of the starters, like I said, James Hudson, who's going to be starting, in my opinion, most likely. For Jack Conklin, you got Chris Hubbard, Drew Forbes, Michael Dunn, a lot Froholt. That's a fun name to say. But 11 offensive linemen right now. Makes me think we might see the corresponding move be we're going to roll away with one of our current offensive linemen. Hopefully, I doubt it's Michael Dunn. In fact, it's not going to be Michael Dunn. He's the backup center right now. So, especially with Ethan Posick being a bit of an experiment, you're not going to go and bail your backup center. So, I don't want to speculate who's going to get cut just because that's kind of a mean thing to do. Plus, I don't have a very good track record so far because I didn't think Isaiah Rochelle was going to get cut. So, your guess might be as good as mine. The only thing I can think of is there's no player who's all that viable to go on IR, right? If someone was going to go, they would have gone by now. So, there's definitely going to be someone who is cut, and I'm sure the Browns would love to bring him back on the practice squad. So just keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's run through the news one more time here. Sorry, not in the studio today. Had to come home this weekend, and so now we get to go in front of the legendary bookcase again here at my parents' house. But Joe Haeg coming over after 4 seasons to start his career with the Colts, won a Super Bowl with the Bucs, so maybe he can bring some of that mojo with him to Cleveland. And then last year he was with the Steelers, played in 12 games, had 2 starts, and was so-so, right? There's a reason why he was unsigned until September 4th. He was just a little bit of a, you know what I mean? We kind of know who he is as a player. Let's try and bring some new guys in or see if our current guys can pan out and work for us here. So that is the news on that front. Very interesting to see who the corresponding move was going to be and who's going to be filling in for Jack Conklin and helping out on that offensive line. Okay, I got my grandma in the window right now making funny faces, so that's probably my sign to get on out of here. Before I do so, hey, if you made it to the end of today's video, which I greatly appreciate all of you guys for being a part of the end of the video squad, just spam FPIT, right? If anything, Joe Haeg can come over and give the deep, dark secrets of Mike Tomlin and the Steelers and help the Browns in Week 3 with getting an advantage at home. So, spam FPIT if you hate the Steelers down in the comments section below. I will be looking, and then we're going to get another video out to you guys tomorrow. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Nice and sunny here. Let me know what your guys' plans for the weekend are. We will get you more content throughout the week. And hey, it's game week. We got college football back yesterday. That was awesome. Ohio State beat up Notre Dame in the second half at least. And lots of good football. I mean, if you had the under in UNC App State, thoughts and prayers. All right, that's going to do it for us today. We'll see you guys later with more Browns content.